evening, November Foxtrot. I'd just like to put all you on YouTube telling us that we're late at 8 o'clock. We had a bit of a technical hitch, to be fair. The video didn't play.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. I was like, oh dear.
Yeah, it was me sitting there looking at my phone, and then all of a sudden I'm like, well, what's happened?
It's all gone.
Ray just said maybe for the 100th episode you can all buy a watch. Thanks, bud.
I've been waiting since 7:30. It's these two.
I've been here since 7:48. Give or take.
That early, Lance?
Yeah, that early.
My dinner was late, which I was making it, so I have no one to blame.
Brian James literally bang on 8 said they're not normally this late.
Oh, for crying out loud. There's no pleasing some people.
Hi, Andrew, Ryan, Nick, Les, Rage, James C, Kenny Rebel, Danny, Harry, Ryan again, and Rage. Evening, Jensen. It's 8:01, so that makes you late. But it's now.
It does now because you've been whittering.
Yeah.
What's happened?
How we all doing?
Yeah, good, mate. You? I've got two bevies on the go because I lost this, so I had to make this as an emergency backup. But then I found this whilst making my way to the airloft, so I brought both.
Cool. How are you, Andy?
Yeah, fine. Fascinated by Lance.
Any drinks? Andy going?
This is literally how exciting my life is right now.
I have urine.
Ooh. Oh god.
Mine looks
Christ, Mike, what have you had something drained?
Yeah.
Mine's in a green glass.
Oh, right, I was going to say.
Oh, blimey. Hi, Kieran. Hi, Nick. Hi, Ian Lawrence. Kenny Rebel says, like British Rail. Fuck off.
When did you lose your fight with the bar? I know, it's because I haven't got my hat on, mate. I'm usually hatted. I'm not hatted tonight.
He's de-hatted.
De-hatted. Is there grapefruit in one of those cups, Lance? No. I have had my grapefruit. I had my other half of my grapefruit for my pudding. Thank you very much, Rage, for your concern of my dietary requirements.
I'm drinking the melted yellow snow. Job done.
Oh, yeah. The only snow.
Oh, James C. Evening all. Recon monocular. Got its first run out this weekend on exercise. Proved to be extremely handy at spotting small objects. Sadly, had to withdraw for an illness, which was a bummer.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Sorry, Jack.
Better soon, buddy. I hope you're better now. Recce monocular. It's not a Recon monocular. It's a Recce monocular. Clearly wrote Recce there.
Yeah.
You're just
don't try changing the words.
You're just trying to anger Rage, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Harry says step ones have arrived. Very snug. Thanks for the discount. No worries, Harry.
It looks
if anyone else would like a discount on some step one pants, whilst I haven't run enough events in them to warrant a ridiculously positive review,
I have.
Andy has. And I've been wearing them a few days. Not the same ones. We have had different pants.
No, we haven't. We're sharing between all three of us one pair. So help us out.
But if you contact us, I can whack you a
used pair.
I can whack you a discount code, like a referral thing. So if you buy the pants from that, or boxes or briefs or whatever like that, then we will have some more to give away at our 100th episode. So we're gonna pants the world. Yay!
Sorry, I missed the pants bit. I just read the I mute Mike. So what did he say, Lance? Mark Prescott, thanks, Lance. You're most welcome, sir. Yeah, I'm sorry. I offended you there with my mop. I shall have a cap specifically for here. I need a hook.
You haven't got the patch on the front either.
No, I've got no patchless tonight. No, I've got my Stargate one. I've got a car boot. That's a bit big. That's a bit much, isn't it? No one see that.
That's it. That's a bit good though. That one.
Yeah,
that was quite a good purchase. You managed to
as a freebie as well. Yeah, boy. Yeah, did a car boot down at Driverwood Airsoft at the weekend. Sold a few bits. Picked up a few bits. Pretty much broke even with what I sold and then bought more stuff. Nightmare.
Yeah, but that's good though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that on value or quantity of amount of stuff that you bought?
No, I bought 3 items. So I've got a US Woodland shirt, jungle shirt, nice and light for the summer. Ooh, wonder what we're talking about tonight. I got a tricolour one, just because the lady loves a bit of that. Fits lovely. And I've got this absolute steal off of one of our teammates, Phil. There's myself a cheeky little desert tan, very lightweight chest rig.
Nice.
For my PMC my sortie into the world of AK-47s and PMCs and stuff, which I find myself wandering down now.
Bad guys.
Bad
guy roll.
Bad guy roll. No, not bad guy roll.
No.
Bad guy guns with good guys with bad guns. Good guys with no, that doesn't sound good because it sounds like you got
Guys with bad guns.
Yeah.
Bad guns with good guys.
Bad guys with good guns. Naughty guys with good guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guys with guns.
Yeah. Mediocre guy with run-of-the-mill generic AK gun.
I bought a fork this week. Changing the subject slightly.
Well done.
This is from Quetcher.
Bonsoir, Mike. How you doing?
So this is my little fold-out fork. I bought this because I'm looking to downgrade my cook set a little bit into something a little bit more compact. But at the same time, some of the events we go to, we end up having barbecues and things, and it's a nightmare trying to eat a barbecue with this fork. So I bought this fork. But it also comes, to be fair, it comes with a whole pack, but I'm not going to use the rest of it. I'm just going to use the fork.
I bet you don't. I bet you do use the knife and spoon and lay it all out.
It doesn't have a knife. It's only got a spoon and a fork.
Oh. There we go.
Who needs a knife when you've got teeth?
Yeah. It does have, by the way, just a ridiculously nice. This is a bit of an Airsoft ASMR going on. Bit of ASMR. Ready? Hang on. Quite.
Oh. I like that. Yeah.
Hi, Empire Airsoft.
That's an episode. That's an episode that we need to do though soon, isn't it?
ASMR. I think that might be a video from the field.
Yeah.
Oh, evening. May the 4th be with you, Empire. Congratulations on your 1 year in the business, mate. Many happy returns.
Oh, is that today?
Today, yeah. They launched last year on May the 4th, hence Empire. May the 4th be with you and all that business. Very, very
congratulations.
Clever. Yes. Tennis clap for Empire. Well done.
No, the handle's not a knife, Harry. Unfortunately, I could sharpen it to make it a knife, but then that'll make using.
Definitely do that. You should definitely do that. Sharpen both.
Very uncomfortable.
Just comes back and he's just got no fingers.
It hurts so much. I can't eat. It hurts so much.
He has to go with a load of blue plasters when he's eating his sausage pancake.
Yeah. Oh.
Ray says for the last 30 years, have you been using your hands for the barbecue food? Yeah. In fact, one event we used freaking wooden tongs that were made out of sticks. So
it worked. Wooden tongs.
It does work.
Right, we're doing hot weather gear tonight.
We are.
Lance, do you want to launch us into it as you wrote the very, very nice?
Yeah,
sorry, Andy, did you buy anything this week?
No.
Okay. Well, that's it.
Right, Lance, we'll launch it.
Well, that's sorted out. Yeah, hot weather kit because we're coming into the nice weather, as he says, as it like literally just pissed hard with rain about 5 minutes ago. Like a monsoon it was at my house.
I had to swim to my front door a minute ago.
Oh mate, yeah, nightmare, absolute nightmare. So yeah, I mean, hot weather kit. Excuse me, 2 seconds. Hot weather events. So yeah, don't bog yourself down with loads and loads of kit. You know, this is where you've got to be meticulous because obviously the more you're carrying in, you're going to overheat, you're going to be sweating out. It's going to be a nightmare for you. So, you know, be cautious with it, with your layers, your layering, with your base layers. You know, you're not going to need them essentially. You know, one thing I would say, like we've always said about, you know, the weather can drop off at night time, be very, very cold. You know, always have that beanie out on you, regardless, you know, because it can drop off at night time.
Yeah. You
wouldn't so much need the base layers and things like that, but you might need like a bit of a thickerish sort of fleece for the first bit of the morning when you first get up, and then just ditch it because you're better off just going cold and bold, and you will warm up because it will be sort of between sort of 6 and 7 in the morning, and then it's going to be up in the mid-20s by the afternoon, definitely. And you will be hanging with your plate carrier on or whatever it is you're wearing. You know, it can make it very uncomfortable, and it can really affect you, like your health, very, very, very quickly with regards to dehydration, sunstroke, heat exhaustion. It can be a nightmare. Can it not, Mike?
It can. It's a nightmare.
What is he smirking at?
For me, hot weather is not so much the sweating as more just where on the body it sweats the most. And then chub rub, chafing, and things like that. It's just not nice.
That's why you have your wicking pants, though, don't you?
That's why I've got my wicking pants.
That's why you've got your wicking.
Wicking.
But that's one thing that a lot of people forget as well, though, is changing your socks. because you're in a boot all day, sitting there. Most people wear one or at least two pairs of socks all the time anyway. And if you get straight out of your boot and get straight into your sleeping bag, one, that's an awful smell that you don't want to be trapped inside that sleeping bag. But you just want to get those socks off like you would if they were wet, because that would be worse.
I mean, it will be. It'd be no different than when your feet getting soaked from being through water or from sweating. It'd be no different. You'll never know. You've been in the same situation. Water's water, regardless where it's come from. Get your wet socks off, get your feet powdered and dried, get some clean socks on, let them air out for sort of 20 minutes before you put your new fresh pair on, before you get your DOS bag, and hang the other ones up to dry if you can, underneath your ridge line, under your basher or something like that. Wafting around, smelling great, just adding that aroma.
Yeah, always hang them up downwind.
Fresh socks are lush after a long day. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes.
And fresh pants.
Yeah. Undies. And again, drying yourself, make sure you're dry. Sort of dealing with any chafe. You've had a bit of Savlon on there or something like that. If you had suffer with chafe. Even not so much there on the inside of the legs, even on your back. If you've been wearing a pack all day and it's rubbed or something like that, must sort it out. From sweating, that's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. I mean, let's cover with the hazards associated with a hot weather event then, chaps.
Yeah.
Let's delve into that. And Andy, what have you?
We have notes, don't we?
We do have some notes. We did have some notes.
We were very prepared for this one.
Yes.
Next week is going to be a nightmare because I'm in charge.
So we could go. Let's start with obviously the biggest one that's going to drop everyone would be obviously dehydration. Yeah. That's not drinking enough water or not drinking enough of the right thing. So like guzzling back Cokes and things like that. Essentially it will help a bit, but you can't beat some good old quality H2O. No. So signs of it, looking out for yourself, looking out for it in yourself, looking out for it in your teammates to be obviously not peeing very much at all. And if you do, being very, very dark yellow colour and stinking. Very dry skin, feeling dizzy, a rapid heart rate, because obviously your body's just sort of going, fucking give me some water. Drowsiness, like you're right, sunken eyes, things like that. Lack of energy. And obviously, eventually, if it gets that bad, fainting, where your body's literally I'm just going to drop you on your ass now because you're not looking after yourself. And it's essentially a hard reset for you. Exactly, climbing the skin changes. That's it. So it's a nasty one. It's easily done. Regularly. That's one bugbear from me going back to the gym and getting sort of trying to get healthy now. Like my eating's okay and my training's good, but I've still struggled to take on enough water a day than what I should be. And it's just one of those things I just always struggle. I have good intentions of doing it. It's just completely forget to.
What about electrolyte additives and things? Because I had those when I was ill recently, a couple of days ago, and they're actually pretty good. So I was thinking I might put one of those because I bought a whole packet. I was thinking I might put one just in my kit, just in case it
will just pick you up.
Just in case you need it, especially during the summer.
You will be losing. It's like the Diarrhea drinks and things like that to just replace the salts that you're going to lose through sweating and stuff like that during the day.
I was going to say the salt's the main one. Like the number of people I see that literally just run around eating sweets and sugar, fizzy drinks all weekend, and then they kind of hanging out their arse on the Saturday night. They're like, it sounds counterintuitive, but a pack of salty nuts or something like that. Or biltong or something like that, something that can just literally replace the salt, have some water with it. It's going to be a winner.
And that's it. It's your self-care, isn't it? When you're noticing the symptoms or one in your teammates. So, drinking your fluids, obviously bring yourself back up. I'm literally reading from a bit of a note here. So if you find it hard to drink because you feel sick or have been sick, start with small sips and then gradually drink more. And that's where it comes in the 3 sips every 3 minutes for 3 hours if you do feel sick. Evening, Ratty, sir. Hello. So, 3 sips every 3 minutes for 3 hours. If you're feeling really sicky and nauseous and you're going to chuck, no put guzzling water down, bring it back up again. 3 little sips every 3 minutes for 3 hours. There's always a nice way. If you've got it bad, you shouldn't be. You should just be getting a little bit of a headache and thinking, oh, hello, time to get some water on. Or you've been for a pee and it's dark colour. That's usually your main signs that something's not quite right. Yeah, and just drink enough water till your urine's running clear. You're feeling better in yourself. You know,
don't have a coffee or tea either.
No, that's it. Yeah, it's just purely
You
water.
want to
Just
avoid
pure
caffeine,
water.
you just want water.
You know, get one of those salt replacement drinks in you, the Diarrhea sort of drinks, and then just water after that. So you've got that first hit of the salts and stuff back in your body.
I've seen lads going, "Oh, I'm so thirsty," like being running around. And they go, "Right, I'm going to go back and have a cup of coffee," and you just think, "Really?"
Yeah, you sort of get that. You think, "Oh God, I'm knackered. Just going to sit down, have a nice brew." But you must get that water down you.
Get that.
I know there's water in the coffee, but you've just got to get that.
It's hydrating, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing.
It is. Yeah, it's refreshing. It cools your body down. You know, nice. It's all good. It's all good.
We'll go to a few little comments quick because there's loads of stuff coming in.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, definitely.
Ryan
says, "Not going to lie, I'll answer. I want in on the next MilSim barbecue."
Oh,
you're in, man. You're already in, brother. Don't worry about it. Got you. My God.
Empire Airsoft said they were the best tongs ever. So that's obviously going back to our stick tongs. Mark Prescott says, "Knife fork, practical and safe." Empire Airsoft says, "Thank you for everyone's support. Love you guys. Love you too, mate." Fresh meat, Andy. What's with the wet pouches behind you this week?
Oh, someone's noticed.
Someone's been paying attention.
Yeah.
We've come to that later.
Don't tell him, man.
No, I'm not going to say anything yet.
Reach says, "If this hot weather episode consists of any of you in short shorts, I'm going to set fire to your houses. Be warned."
I'm not going to tell you what I'm wearing right now, then, Rage.
Give me 2 minutes. I shall be back.
I can make shit happen.
Yeah.
Who said we're wearing shorts?
Yeah, I got my one step.
James C says, "Big, bold, start cold. Even in the summer, then you'll heat up."
Yeah, exactly that, mate. Bold and cold and bold, mate. That's the best one.
Ryan says we go 1 to 2 weeks in the field in Cyprus with one set of boxers. Under Armour is king.
My man.
That's a
you wash them. Presumably you wash them.
You must wash them.
You got to wash it. 2 weeks in Cyprus. You got to wash your chuddies at some point.
That's a ripe smell. That is though, isn't it? That's not. That's not.
Even if it's a swim in the sea and you just put the box on like a leg garter just to get the salt water around them, then whip them back on. It's got to be better. It's got to be better than nothing. Let the old fish have a go at the gusset just to clean it up.
Ooh, it tickles.
The little cleaning fish or whatever, they just hung up and one of them's like, "No, I'm gonna need backup on this one."
It's a bit nutty.
Yeah. I need a whale.
Right, big boy.
Yeah.
I was going to make a sperm whale joke, then I won't. Ryan says, "Key thing to drink. Key thing with water is the old drinking today for tomorrow. By the time you're dehydrated, you're 2 days behind."
Yeah, well said, mate.
That's
a nice little tip.
Rage says you can get the sachets that marathon runners use, obviously for like electrolytes and stuff.
Yeah, replenishing the body's bits and bobs.
Andrew Taylor says that looks like hedge porn over Andy's shoulder.
Hedge porn.
You know about hedge porn. It's the porn that you find in the woods and in hedges and stuff like that.
Don't know, man. That's a new one.
Never come across hedge porn.
Hedge porn? No, it's
not hedge porn. It could be hedge porn if you were hungry.
That's a point for a Q&A at a later date.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'll key you in on that one later.
We'll come back to this one.
Yeah. Ryan says difference between a MilSim exercises. We want the environment smell to blend in. Bearing on bio will give you away. I reckon 3 weeks of balls will probably give you away as well.
Yeah, I'm not being funny, but there's only so many. Yeah. There's only so much being a dirty bastard in the field you can get away with before wandering around the woods and then just getting the scent of ball bag.
Rotten testicles.
Yeah, don't you? We always smell dirty ball bag in the woods. It's just the thing.
It's that special plant.
It's like, no, it's not. All right. Dirty sod. Clean your balls.
Although here's an interesting fact for you: there is actually a plant called fox testicle.
Does it look like the balls, or does it smell like the fox?
I don't know, but they make it into an ice cream. Honestly, Google it. Fox testicle ice cream.
I laughed when I saw that in Tesco's.
We're going to have to try that, being that our mascot is a fox.
And we talk a lot about testicles.
Yeah, we do talk a lot of balls.
There you go.
Clothes.
Interesting
Let's
fact.
talk about clothes.
We're not finished on the safe
We're
facts.
still in
So we're
hazards.
we're still with the hazard. So we've got dehydration, which is the lesser of the two weevils. Heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Obviously, that's when it starts getting really, really naughty. Starting off with a headache, dizziness, and confusion, loss of appetite, feeling sick, excessive sweating and pale, clammy skin, cramps in the arms, legs, and stomach, fast breathing and pulse, a high temperature of 38 degrees or above, being very thirsty, obviously. Symptoms are often the same in adults and children, although children may become very disorientated, sort of like floppy armed, floppy limbed. So yeah, it's a naughty one. Someone is showing signs of heat exhaustion, they need to be cooled down immediately. Ice baths, get them in shade, water on the face, sponged, loads of water, cool them down. You need to bring that core temperature down. Ice packs under the armpits, obviously wrapped up in a towel or something like that. Just need to get that. Oh my God, there's a bag moving on its own. Oh, that was scary. Something just fell off. Oh, it's a ghost.
See, I always got taught that you weren't meant to cool people down too fast, because then that puts them into a shock. Rage, you probably know a little bit more.
Rage, you probably know. I'm just going on what
But
I've got from the NHS.
Have you guys got cool bags and stuff like that in the medical kits that you've seen?
Yeah, I've got the ice crystals. So, but you break it and it comes up and it cools down. So, which always handy.
I've got one in the van, but I don't take it out on to the field with me. So
I've got one in my car, but I've never seen them. Like most IFACs and stuff like that, obviously don't have them in.
I know the St John's Ambulance website. You can get a lot of really good medical kit, sort of bits and bobs like that. I only carry. I mean, it's like the burn gels and stuff like that. I carry that in my first aid kit at work, purely because we have minimal access to fresh, clean water and things like that. So if anyone did endure a burn, and we're a mile down the track with no clean water or anything, a few bottles of clean drinking water and the burn gels and that goes a long way to help. So
yeah, apparently a couple of people chiming in that saying obviously don't cool people down too quickly because of the shock risk.
Yeah, because it's not meant to be freezing cold water. It's meant to be water, and then you start putting ice pack.
Yeah,
over the clothes.
The key is getting that core temperature back down again.
Yeah,
because the body is currently at that time it's sort of just going gaga, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, you should never get to that. I mean, I'm trying to think of a situation of heat exhaustion and heat stroke where that could. I mean, that's having dehydration and going beyond it, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, we had a lad airsofting a couple of years ago. He literally, it was middle of summer, running around, didn't drink absolutely anything. Literally running around, crazy. Big plate carrier, combat trousers, and literally by probably 1 o'clock, it absolutely caned him. He was hyperventilating. He had to go and we had to put him under there's a little stream going through it, and he literally had his feet in the stream just to keep the flow going and things like that.
Yeah, definitely.
And he was absolutely out of it.
You got to be
Didn't
careful.
even know what planet he was.
You got to be so careful. You got to keep an eye on yourself and your buds, and just and the slightest sign of someone. And the people said, especially like from a team leader's point of view, when I was checking with the lads, so like, have you taken on plenty of water? Yeah, I have. No, have you? And just sort of, come on, get some down you now. Just so I know you've done it. I don't care if you've just done a litre. Yeah. Do another half litre now. With plenty of water.
See, the last Octo one, every time we went back, every time we respawned, I made sure that my lads at least had a sip of it of water. Yeah, because that got quite hot, humid hot, middle of the day. So when you were going back, it was quite a sweat on, especially when
you're constantly sweating out. You're constantly sweating out. That's where you.
So I made sure that when everyone went back, they had a sip of water and bombed up at the same time.
Yeah.
That's an important facet of being a TL or having someone that's like running the TL for like a fire team or something like that, because ultimately, it's hard to remember sometimes. Like you're obviously in the game, you want to keep going and going and going. You do need someone just go, have you been drinking? Drink some more water and stuff like that.
Exactly that. I mean, we're going to move on to things to mitigate, but just a quick self-care bit then with the heat exhaustion. If someone has heat exhaustion, the following few steps, move them to a cool place, get them to lie down, raise their legs slightly, get them to drink plenty of water. Sports or rehydration drinks are okay. Cool their skin, spray or sponge them with cool water and fan them down. Cold packs around the armpits and neck are good too. Obviously, cold packs, not frozen packs or anything. Wrapped in a towel, so it's gradual. It's a gradual cooling process. and obviously stay with them. Don't leave them unattended. And the first thing you need to do is obviously get them down on the floor. So if they did collapse, they're already on the floor. There's no risk of them banging their heads or anything, making it even worse. And it should, with them sort of, what do you want to call it, mitigating, to remove the risks in place, about 30 to 45 minutes, they should start to be feeling a lot better. You should start seeing a noticeable change in them. But hopefully you never have to do that. But, it's just some little pointers, isn't it?
No, it does come on quite
keep drinking your water. It's like when you're out on patrol and that, don't just stand if you can, people stand there when you stop. It's like, don't, take a knee, get in the shade. Not at times like the train you want a trail or anything like that. It's tree lined. Get in the shade. Step off the pathway, get in the shade, take a knee, get out of that direct sunlight.
Yeah.
Keep your neck covered. Keep a hat on, keep a sweat rag on you. Plenty of water. Bits and bobs like that.
Yeah, and it's like if you are on guard duty and stuff, don't be an idiot and stand in the sun.
There's no need to it.
There's no need. Go and find a bit of shade. Especially if you're going to be stood up for a half hour, 45 minutes. Don't stand in the middle of the sun wearing all your kit. There's no harm between you being in the shade.
I mean, that's where Kenny Rebels just commented there, just saying that's where I can see it having a worse effect. Is obviously the old skirmish days where you're going hell for leather, bat out of hell, especially like snipers and things like that. The ghillie suited up and things like that. They want to carry minimal kit on them, not enough water. Granted, some of the games are only an hour and a half long, but you're out there for an hour and a half cutting about in a ghillie suit in 29, 30 degree heat. That's big time.
Yeah, it's not.
That's going to work. So you've got to have that water on you. You must have water on you.
Yeah, because even some of those cheaper leaf suits with the
autumn
ones, because they just trap the heat in. Like it's just like plastic.
Yeah,
you are cooking
it's
yourself.
like a training track suit, just making you sweat even more.
Boiling the bags.
You've got to be careful. It is.
To be honest with you, even the hoods. So forget the full ghillie suit, just the hoods. If you whack a hood over your head, you're immediately going to start heating up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because most of your heat's lost through your head anyway. So if you are starting to feel yourself getting hot, and you're not wearing, take the helmet off, stick a little cap on or something, so you've got a bit of airflow, or just nothing. Take your helmet off, especially those helmets. Some of the new helmets where you're all confined. You got your head, you got your peltors on, you got your boom mic, you got your cover over the top. The weight of them as well.
It's just
that near ceiling a lot of heat.
It will just cook you.
One thing Mike's just raised. So at the end of the day, look out for your buddies. If they're acting differently, then start thinking there's something wrong. I mean, for the most part, definitely. I know people obviously get tired on MilSims and stuff, but people are there because they want to be there. So unless they're a little bit pissed off and stuff, I don't generally tend to see people like proper shattered. Like you look at people and you're like, there's something wrong with you. It's not, you're not just tired, because for the most part, whilst you are tired, normally the event adrenaline is like keeping you going, and you obviously want to.
You notice in a close, especially in your close knit team, you by now you should have done enough events to sort of know everyone and what their sort of personalities like. We're a bit of a grouchy bastard like me or whatever, but you'd know the change in them. You could tell, if they're a bit flustered or just like not quite concentrating on what they should normally be doing, and they're normally quite sort of sparky. They're all telltale signs. So it's really important, chaps. We can laugh and joke about bits and bobs about it, but essentially it is a really fucking dangerous thing to happen. And especially if you're at an event that's off the beaten track, 9 times out of 10 you're in a middle of a woodland that's got minimal phone signal and stuff like that. So obviously there's safety mitigating processes in place to call ceasefire or stop and get marshals involved and things like that. But there's still time lost if anything does. God forbid. It's worse than what it is than just someone needing to take on some water and sit down for 10 minutes in the shade. But it's important that you keep on top of it.
I'd be more annoyed as well at stopping for somebody that's just not been looking after themselves.
I wouldn't stop. I'd say bollocks. I'm still going to shoot them.
Yeah, if you're running into a tree or something like that, then I have a lot more sympathy for you than if you just haven't been drinking enough water and not looking after yourself. Because everyone should be, that's just fucking basic stuff.
It is, yeah. It really is. It really is. I mean, and on that, then, let's get into sort of like some of the clothing then, chaps, of like what we sort of change out from the sort of winter and fall months as you go into the spring and summer. I mean, obviously, like you're quick. I love that. Quick wicking.
Yeah.
It's just I like to say it.
Is that might be a tattoo at the end of the year?
I don't know about tattoo, but I might get it on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That was an escalation right there.
Just around the anus.
Yeah. Just have tramp stamp in it. It's across your lower back.
Yeah.
In terms of clothes,
you can see me
in
with pink
terms of
G
clothes,
string sticking out the top of my contract.
in terms of clothes, Lance, I like to lose the sleeves in the mills in a U-back in the summer. I like to run a short sleeved U-back, which is not always good. Because obviously it's quite good to have the ability to roll your sleeves down, but I have been known to wear a sleeveless U-back.
Oh, get you!
I just thought we'd get away from your arsehole if we could avoid it.
Oh, no, you were nowhere near it anyhow, so no need to worry.
Not this time.
A sleeveless U-back, so I like that. Yeah, very macho.
I just tend to roll mine up.
By sleeveless, do you mean essentially sleeveless, or
no, like
they're short.
Well, okay, yeah. I wasn't sure if you was going like full tank top, get welcome to the country. It's that way to the safe zone, Lee.
Yeah.
Right, new merch idea: sleeveless U-backs.
Sleeveless U-backs.
You can buy them.
Pink G
They're
strings. Yeah, U-backs are good. Obviously, they're quick wick and nice and light. If you do get them drenched, they're nice and dry quickly.
Yeah.
Minimal material between you and your plate carrier or your webbing set, whatever you're wearing. I do like them. I think they're a good bit of kit. I always have the long sleeve one and just roll it up to sort of like half out the forearm. That sort of keeps me good. Okay, it saves the arms from the old brambles and things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you bleed a lot.
Yeah.
Jungle shirt.
I tend to go for a shirt. Yeah.
Jungle shirt, which is what I picked up at the weekend. Me US. I'm looking forward to using that. I'm not quite sure when and where, but I will be using that because I've always wanted one, and I've never got one until I saw it at the show at the boot fair. So, and they're doing that once a month, by the way, at Driverwood. The matey down there confirmed it, so they will be doing a monthly boot fair if anyone's interested. I'm not sure. Just keep an eye on their Facebook page. I'm sure they'll announce the dates for the boot fair. I think it's free entry for traders and purchasers.
Well, maybe we can all get down there at some point.
That'd be good, yeah.
A little bit of
I mean, it must have been. I must say, it is a wicked setup down there. You got the old burger shack there. My son came down and was my sales assistant for the morning. Earned himself a bit of pocket money. Got himself a lovely slice of pizza and chips, and I was just sat there staring at him. Please, can I have some of that? He's like, no, you're on a diet. I'm like, fine. Be like that. But it did look delicious. So yeah, they do some good food in it. And they've got actually a cool thing for the hot weather games. They've got this huge gazebo with these the pipes running up through it. It's like a really fine mist of ice cold water. So literally, as you come out the game zone into the safe zone, you can walk through it, and it literally just really, it's a nice little addition to a safe zone, I think, for the old skirmishes and stuff like that. Just to cool yourself down a bit, that's quite cool.
Most places just aim a hose at you.
Just riot hose, just against the wall, like turn it off.
In the winter, I hear they use lighter fluid and an ignition source.
Yeah.
So yeah, U-backs, jungle shirts, anything breathable items, things like that to make you can get them insert pads for the plate carrier, which almost sort of sets it off your body a bit more rather than like run real plates, and there's nothing you can do about it, but you can get them so they're almost like honeycombed, so it just lets the heat disperse more, things like that.
Yeah, you got those ice plates, which I
ice plates, yeah. Having your back, if you're wearing a main day sack or a Bergen or anything, having that tailored so you can have the airflow pads on your back. I think they do like 2 triangles on the shoulder and then like the lower cummerbund bit, just to let that heat escape. Keeps the pack off of your back and allows airflow. That's always good.
Yeah, I've got to admit the ice plate is cracking. It's a I don't know for anyone that doesn't know, it's a replacement plate that fits into your plate carrier.
Yeah.
And you freeze it overnight. You put it in and it's directly straight on your back with the padding. Ooh. And it melts throughout the day, so you can drink it. Nice bit of cold water gin throughout the day. Yeah, a bit of gin.
Mojito. Get some mint leaf in there. Lovely.
If you have 2 and keep one in a cooler box, you've got one for the next day as well.
Nice. Or one front and rear and have like vodka and Coke.
Yeah, just start running around. The trouble is, one will go down quicker than the other, wouldn't it?
I've just done a whole plate carrier full of vodka. Absolutely wired now.
Where is Driverwood, Lance?
Driverwood is the road is called Old Hollow, and it's just off the M23 down towards Gatwick Crawley area, Felbridge. Yeah, so M23, I think it's junction 8 or 9, head towards Felbridge, and it's called the Old Hollow, the road itself. But yeah, look them up on the. I think it's Driverwood Paintball Activity Centre, I think they're called, and it's like a full face mask, little cartoony dude with a couple of guns out.
So on the bus,
Old Hollow, Copthorne, Crawley Down. There we go. Thank you, Wayne. Go.
Is that the one with the big double yellow?
It's got a double. He's got a double-decker bus down there and a few
yeah.
bits and bobs. Yeah, a helicopter and things like that. So
is that the one that keeps upsetting people with mortars?
Could potentially be, yes. Well, I'm not talking about that. It's a boot sale. Boot sale.
Buy stuff.
Mortar rounds and double-decker buses do not concern me. It is a boot sale.
So was there a lot of people there selling stuff there? Or
there was actually, yeah. I'd say there's probably sort of 20, 25 sort of traders with a couple of sort of stall bits each. So yeah, it's quite, and obviously it was quite good because the first time I did one down there, it was specifically just like a airsoft boot sale.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas he actually had airsoft running that day, so you had guys there for a skirmish as well as other guys there for parties. So, when they came back in from games, you could have a little mooch around and see, and it's quite cool chatting to people who are just getting into it, things like that.
They're all coming out the safe phone. Get your BBs, get your BBs.
A bit of DPM here for you, straight side the old jacket for the lady.
Yeah. I've got a new op unit. You want a new op unit? I've got a new op unit.
Yeah. Op unit with a big capital O.
I'll be like one of those ones you see on holiday where they literally herd you towards the stand.
Oh, that's it,
come this way. You buy.
It's all here as well.
Walking up and down the street with the 10 boonie hats on your head.
I've got the new crying gear. Do you want some crying gear?
Crying gear, yeah. My emissions.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good day. My son was peddling some free NoFo stickers to a few of the guys that were wandering around the boot fair, which is good.
Got my son like crack.
There he is. Future in the making, right there. So yeah, that was cool. Yeah, so get down there, chaps. Yeah, it'd be good. Get to get a few bods down there.
Yeah.
I'll go through some of the comments just while we're taking a bit of a pause. Kenny Rebel says, ain't hop units for brewing beer. Yeah.
Yeah, my man. That's a proper hop unit, yeah.
Mike Brewer says a nice little dip in a bog will always cool you down, apparently.
Well, yes. I don't know. Was it hot, though, when he fell in it, or was it... No, it wasn't, was it? It was quite cold. No.
I mean, I wasn't even there, but I don't remember it being a warm
I only heard the stories. I
don't remember him. None of the stories have ever said, yeah, and it was lovely because it was a hot day.
Yeah. And the mud was so nice on my skin.
Go back to the hazards. Ray says things to look out for is temperature. Best way to check it is to put your hand on their chest. Also, if they're obviously hot and not sweating.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, if you're dealing with a female casualty, the reverse of the hand. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Not like Andy.
What?
Talking about
all I do. Talk about boobs.
Are you dehydrated on your... No, Andy.
Right.
Yeah.
How have I got this reputation all of a sudden?
That was sort of
yeah.
Here he comes. Come to
Ryan James.
Bob's only a nickname.
Ryan James says the quicker you notice it, the easier it is to fix. By the time they're collapsing, it's way too late.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still laughing at the NoFo pervert. Kenny Revel is similar to cold water shock when people just jumping in the sea. So. Fresh Mate says you did a good thing at Imperium, Lance. You sent us into that hut one at a time, no questions. I really should have.
Don't say it like that. No, what we were right. Yeah, thank you, Wayne. Thank you. I appreciate that, mate. I know you appreciate me, Wayne. Not these two. Anyhow, so yeah, we was actually no. There's a story behind that, Wayne's comment. We were on. We got sent out to occupy a like an outpost sort of thing, FOB, if you like, patrol PB. With my section at Imperium, it was really hot, burning hot day, lovely day it was. And probably 95% of the compound that we were in was in direct sunlight, and we had two buildings. One was locked up, one wasn't. So we had enough manpower to sort of man each position, with a couple of sort of like roaming patrols in the middle. So the two guys that weren't sort of like directly eyes on checking arcs, I said, right, get yourselves over to that hut in sort of like 10-15 minutes each. get your rigs off, sit down on the floor, get a drink, have a smoke, do what you got to do, just chill out, and then switch out with next two. So everyone got sort of like a nice 20, 30-minute sort of two 50-minute breaks each inside the hut, just out of the sun. It was nice and cool in there. So yeah, just things like that. There's things like that to remember, if you could, especially from like a team leader point of view. Get the guys out the sun, keep them nice and cool, taking on water. So yes, thank you, Wayne. Appreciate that, mate. Got me right there.
Yeah. Very a good TL or section leader at any event should do this. And if you're a part of a big section, the TL should direct the 2 ICs to do this.
Yes, absolutely, mate. Yep. Okay. Good shout. Very good.
Ray says the problem with hypothermia is the risk of seizures, hence the need to spot early and then get symptoms. And when they're getting symptoms, start to cool them down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crud, I've just lost one. Sorry, that was a good comment, but it's gone now. Kenny Rebel says could possibly ruin a game day, so being everyone's interest to watch out for each other.
Exactly, yeah. If one of your pals goes down, obviously it's ruined their game day, but it's going to be you thinking, Christ, look what's just happened, sort of thing. It's going to put a real dampener on it. So, yeah, just drink water. It's easy. Stay in the shade and drink water. More easy as that.
Yeah, it's not.
He says he's not drinking enough water at the moment.
Ryan says, I'm 100% cutting the sleeves off my U-back for the next MilSim tank top U-back all the way, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Do it. Please do another fireman's carry.
Everyone's going to be doing it now, aren't they?
It'd be like, Ryan would be like Schwarzenegger carrying that log at the start of Commando. It'd be me and Mike over on each shoulder. And we'll also be in poorly fitting tank tops.
Just with the song from the Ghost. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. That famous song sung by Kermit the Frog by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
James C says, I've got a BCB cooling scarf that I wear when running in summer. Kept me cool and I needed to keep training without overdoing it. Those BCB cooling scarves are really good.
Mute him.
Oh, God, that coffee nearly went all over my screen then. Oh, my love. Hey, Kermit. Sorry, just got Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, the BCB cooling scarves, they're quite good. They're basically a long, thin sock, I guess, for lack of a better thing. It's like a long tube that's filled with a gel that when you pour water on it, basically retains the water. So you've effectively got constant evaporation going on. So they're quite good. I've got if you guys want one, I've got 12 of them in a box behind me.
Handy to have. Never been used.
No, I've got 2 that I run.
Okay. So
the only thing
I've never seen you mention them before.
Yeah, I use them. The only thing I would say is they do get a bit slimy. So where the sort of material's constantly oozing, for the evaporation, it does sort of get a bit weirdly slimy, but not enough that it's a major put off. Just a little bit slimy.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
I'll give you one.
Like Danny.
Oh, Christ.
Frogs.
Lots of frogs.
What other bits of kit? So, I mean, clothes-wise, like a U-back, I would, and a shirt and kind of the top half is generally the only thing we really change, isn't it? I mean,
pretty much. Yeah. I mean, you can get some lighter weight combat trousers. You've got the sort of the windproof stuff and that. You can get some more breathable, lightweight sort of desert stuff for the hotter climates.
Yeah, boots I change.
I mean, I don't tend to change my types of trousers, whether it be through the winter or the summer. The only thing I might do in the winter is maybe perhaps add a set of long johns in the winter months, depending on the situation.
Oh, what, underneath?
No, over the top of them.
Exactly.
Yes, underneath, Andy.
Oh God! Oh, my brain wasn't working then.
My tight grey old long johns. Just pull them up over the collar. Yeah. Just to take them off quicker.
It's getting serious now. Lance has put his long johns on over the top of everything else.
Yeah.
Not even on his legs, just on his arms. Just like that.
Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. You can change your bottom half and that. Obviously, your boots as well. I mean, I run me Aku Pilgrims more in the summer. I find them a lighter weight boot. They seem to be a bit more breathable than I find my Altberg Defenders to be, which I tend to use more for the winter, autumn, wetter seasons. So yeah, there's that option there.
Yeah, I use
You know?
my lightweight Solomons just so they're not as heavy. It doesn't matter if they get wet because they dry out quicker.
And I mean, lightening the kit up in general as well. You know, just trying to source that. You know, running those chest rigs a bit more during the summer months or things like that. Running a belt kit maybe instead, like a webbing set or something like that, just to free up the chest space. You know, no plates on the back, sort of thing. But then people, you know, you can run a plate carrier. I've done it through the summer months. It's not been too much of a ball ache. But there's options to you. If you're comfortable doing it, then, you know, crack on. You know, as long as you're maintaining that water and that, then, you know, it's not really a massive problem.
See, I like my plate carrier. I'm a bit of a plate carrier fan.
I do. I like them. I think they look cool. I think they look smart. I think they do look smart. You know, a nice bit of kit. I mean, and then going inside with that, you've got other items that we can cover in a sec, like the old insect repellents, the hazards associated.
I was just going to say, in terms of water storage and stuff like that, we've obviously sort of covered hydration and stuff on previous episodes. Highly recommend the Source Kangaroo 1 litre pouches. They are effectively half a foot by half a foot sort of plan area, and they can molly onto the back of your kit, like plate carrier or something like that. That's one of the reasons I generally tend to run a plate carrier consistently, is the fact that I've always got that kind of set up. I don't know how I would connect that into a chest rig or anything like that.
Nice.
They're good bits of kit. They're expensive.
We've got a review of that on the website as well, haven't we?
We do. Yeah. Yep.
With that hydration, which is a very nice bit of kit.
Also, don't forget that the less kit that you're taking out with you, so like the less heavier gear, take up that weight again with extra water.
Oh shit! I think my computer's restarting. What? No.
We could lose him. Have we lost him? He's gone.
Are we still running, or is he?
I think we're still running.
I don't know if the whole thing's going to stop though, because he's like the main hubs at Mike's.
Yeah, but I think because we're on it.
Well, we'll just bash on things, and we'll wait for Forehead to rejoin us in a little while.
Can people still comment?
Well, we'll find out.
Or is it gone? Or are we just chatting to ourselves?
Well, the timer's still going, so I'm guessing because there's still people within the chat still running, boys. Okay,
still running, boys. That's all right. Right, stuff, Mike.
Right, stuff, Mike. Yeah. Welcome to the Andy and Lance show. Isn't that what we did last week?
Yeah. Welcome to the adult section with the beards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's proper gone now.
No, it really is. Actually, this is nice. We like this. Oh, look at this.
Oh, I like this. Oh, look, I'm in Mike's place.
Oh, look, and I'm in your place.
I've got no power. I've got no power though.
I've got no power either. Oh, it's back.
We were having fun. Wait, he's off.
Sorry, carry on. Continue.
Andy's just switched over to your side. He's like, "Oh, look, I'm in Mike's place." And I was like, "Ooh." I still can't do nothing. Like,
still couldn't do anything.
Just had a minor heart attack.
Well, at least we know now that you can just bugger off and leave us to it.
Yeah, I can do.
Yeah, but we can't close.
Sorry, anyway, carry on.
It'd just be a live stream forever because we can't close it down.
It'd be like Big Brother.
See me and Lance just wandering around.
So yeah, I mean, like Mike's just nicely led us on to the next section there, like regarding kit. You know, for the hot weather. I mean, obviously you're going to have these majority of the time of the year, but you know, just extra emphasis on the water systems, a bit of camelbacks, water bladder systems, additional water bottle pouches, like Andy said. You know, if you can afford to ditch the winter lightweight smock that was in a utility pouch somewhere, you know, just because that pouch is now empty, stick a bottle of water in there or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know,
definitely
have that extra bottle because you're going to need it. Sorry, where did I get to there? Yeah, salt replacement, drink powders, having things like that. You know, your Diarrhea drinks, things like that. Changing your rig out to allow air circulation, i.e. swapping the plate carrier for a chest rig or webbing, or fitting breathable pad into your plate carrier to allow airflow. There's another option if you don't want to ditch the plate carrier, you know, add in something to it just to keep it raised a little bit. And then our safe practices, keeping it in the shade as much as possible, like we said, like when you're out on patrol, you know, if there's shade there, you know, use it. You know, there's no point just staying there in the burning hot sunshine, unless you're in a contact, of course, or you're specifically looking at something that if you did move, it would sort of screw you up in your section. Then obviously that's a bit different. But if you can afford to get into the shade, into the shadows, which you should be doing, then yeah, you know, do it. It's for your safety and your team safety at the same time.
But also, don't forget that if you do feel yourself cooking, I'd rather, as your teammate, I'd rather you stand up and go, right, I'm hit, I need to walk off and get some water, than sit there and trying to enjoy it and basically have the sun beaming down on the back of your neck.
Exactly that, mate.
Killing
exactly
yourself.
That.
I'd rather
exactly
you stand up and go, look, I need to bug out for a bit and just get some water in me. I'll be like, yeah, that's fine. You got to do what you got to do.
That's it. And that's where it leads. Sit down when you can. If you can do it. If you're static for 15 minutes, and there's 8 of you, but you've only got 4 points. You only got 4 arcs to cover. 2 of you, another 4 of you could be getting in the shade, swapping out like we did at Imperium that Wayne mentioned earlier. Definitely do that. Buddy systems and all that sort of stuff. Looking out for each other. Keeping a conscious eye on your water intake. How much water you're actually getting through. How much water your teammates are getting through. More for your 2ICs and your team leaders. To be worrying about, but there's no reason why you can't be sort of like checking in someone. If you, like you said, if you're in a 2-up buddy system, like Mike and Andy, for example, checking on each other, make sure you've got enough water on. If I'm drinking, you should be drinking this, that, and the other.
Yeah, make sure you've got your canteens on you as well.
Make sure you got your canteens on you. Definitely canteens and your water bottles.
Carry
as well.
water bottles personally. But
looking.
Make sure you've got enough water on you for what you're doing. If you are going out for a long patrol or you're going into an LUP for a recce segment of an event, make sure you've got at least sort of like 3 litres on you, perhaps another litre in your day sack or your patrol pack, whatever you've taken out, and likewise for the rest of your team.
If you're going out as a team as well, you can get the 10-litre sort of water jerry can type things, or even to be fair, even the 5-litre sort of big plastic things, jobbers that you can get from like supermarkets like Tesco's or Sainsbury's or whatever. Like, just carry a few of them as a team because you're all going to be needing water, and it's you're a team. You should have a bit of extra capacity to carry some stuff out.
In a day sack, obviously the 58-pound bottles are great. I love it. They're old school. They work perfectly well. I've got several of them. But one good thing is to take is if you are out for a good while is the small sort of like the 1 or 500 ml water bottles. Chuck 6 of them in your day sack or whatever if you can. Great thing about them is as soon as you've drunk them, squash them down, screw the lid on. Tiny little packs down, really small. Just launch it in your bag. The only downside of a specific water bottle is that a 58 one, you can't really crush it down into a little scrunchy ball. Ditch it when you get back. But obviously a 500 ml normal water drinking bottle you can. So
the one thing that we did at Octo was we threw like a load of water bottles into the back of the vehicles that we've been having, and just make sure that there's a vehicle with water on there, because you've always got communication. If you do start running out, that vehicle can get to you a lot quicker than you running back to the fob.
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
You're not humping it around the whole time, and most of the drivers would be more than happy to have a bit of water just sitting in the back.
Yep, definitely, mate, definitely.
It's all about keeping the access.
It's another safety measure, isn't it? Another safety measure that you can get to. If you've got a QRF vehicle, drop off supply, you're dropping off ammo. No reason why they can't dump out like about 5 litres of water for you or something like that. That's always good.
Definitely.
That's always good. Where do I get to on my list? You're refilling bottles and bladders when you get back from a patrol or whatever, back to your fob, back to your harbour area. Should be your first thing. Refill your water bottles, refill your bladders, bomb up your mags, and then don't drink from them that are on your rig. So what I just tend to do is I usually have a water bottle in my Bergen or one at my Basher that I'll drink whilst I'm in the harbour area, which I use for making my brews and things like that. And then I know that I've refilled my Camelback, I've refilled my water bottles that are in my Webbing or my day sack, and they're in there now for when I go back out. I'm not digging into them back at the harbour area because it's there. Do you know what I mean? Specifically have a bottle. Oh, my cat's up here. Specifically have a bottle for your harbour area that you can drink out of. You can leave it there half empty. It don't matter because all your stuff in your rig's all full up, ready to go. That's a nice little habit to get into. Just so you don't get halfway down the road and think, oh shit, I've got half a Camelback here and I've got no water in my belt kit or whatever. It's your admin side of it. Water bottles, bomb your mags up, good to go. If you forget to take a chocolate bar with you, it's tough shit really. At least you got water. That's the main thing.
But even if you've got like a little squad bag or anything like that, buddy up so you don't have to both all carry loads of water, or you don't have to spread it out across the whole team. If you're going to be going to a harbour area or a fob or an observation post or anything like that, just have a bag, chuck a load of stuff in, share the bag with a few other people, and then just take it in turns if you've got to run around with it. Yeah,
exactly that. Yeah, just spreading the load between like your specific LMG gunner. In a sort of real section sort of thing, you'd be carrying minimal kit. You'd have obviously the LMG. You'd have some extra belt and some water out on him. So, but obviously he's not going to be carrying the real amount of weight as what you would do in a real situation. So by having a couple of extra bottles of water in a day sack on him, And obviously throughout the team, you know, carrying one for yourself and one for one other is always good. Your medic, couple of litres in the medic pack is always good, because let's be honest, you're not going to need essentially carry everything that an actual medic would need for a MilSim event. I know some of the kits out there are wicked, and there's that event. I know what you're going to say.
MilSim West. That's what I was going to mention. I really love the MilSim West way of doing it. Like MilSim West, the medics, as far I've not been on an event there, but from my understanding, the medics have to carry water bottles, like little bottles of water, and you can only medic yourself back in once you have drunk that bottle of water. Yeah, so it's to kind of replicate that time period. So if you drink slowly, or you know, you can chug it down, it kind of replicates quick.
It's a great idea. It's a great idea.
It
really is. You know.
The only downside I can see is the sites that they played at just covered in piss.
Yeah.
But it'd be lovely, clear, minimal smelling wee-wees.
I'll tell you what, to be honest, Mike, at that last Octo event, we'd have just been like water. Like we just I think we got shot every 2 minutes. I
think I'll just go out to safe zone, thanks. I don't really want to do it. But I think genuinely, I don't know why. You know, that to me, that's a perfect way of running a medic role in the UK as well. You know, just it doesn't have to be like the full 500 ml, because otherwise people would drown.
You can get the little 250s, like the airplane sort of size bottles, couldn't you? Yeah, you could pick up some of them. Yeah. You know,
I mean, plastic waste. That's a different question in that one.
Yeah.
But I just think that's a brilliant way of doing it, because you know this whole bandage thing. Everyone's effectively got these either bed sheets that you've ripped off and you're having to tie in little intricate knots, or the kind of the self-elasticated bands and stuff like that. And I just think it's a good idea. But...
Yeah, I do. I think it's you know.
Oh, hang on.
Safety.
There we go. Sorry, Fresh Meat said first hit is a bandage and second is 5 minutes and a bottle of water. There you go then.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, I like it.
Especially for summer games over here, because people aren't used. It's getting hotter and
you hear
hotter.
too much of it. You hear too much of it of people going down with dehydration at sites. People putting posts up. Sites putting posts up saying, you know, we've had this happen, guys. You know, it's important that you keep your water levels up and things like that. You know, it's you got to take it on. You got to take the water on. There's no two ways about it. Otherwise, you will just drop to your knees and be screwed. And then you know you fucked your event as well as your potential teammates' ones.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
It's an easy thing to do, chaps. Get that water down you.
Did we properly cover sunscreen and like?
No, we haven't covered. We haven't gone into them yet, mate.
Right.
You were leaving that till last with the slathering of the creams.
Okay.
I can see where the nickname come from now. I've just seen myself on TV, and that's it. I'm
Cheeky
done.
Little bottle of that. Make sure you get that on you.
Yeah,
especially for any desert heads in your team. Make sure they get plenty of that on there. They might be wearing a boonie, but at some point they will take it off. So smother the desert head or the chrome dome, whatever you want to call it. And obviously, your insect repellents. You know, this is British Army issue deep cream. I use this at Imperium. Wayne can vouch for this. We were actually set up in a mosquito nest, which was low-lying wetland, which we cleared on the Friday. There's a lot of dead standing water. With obviously mosquito larvae, they're all coming up. So loaded this on the lower legs, upper arms, around the neck, behind your ears, blah blah blah. And I didn't get bit once, to be fair. I might have got one on the shin, but I think that was prior to obviously putting this on. So this does, I can vouch for this, does work a real good treat. There is a Scottish one as well, which keeps off the Scottish midgie. I can never remember the name of it, but apparently that stuff is supposed to be absolute dynamite. It's actually a specific Scottish mosquito repellent. So if you can pick up some of that, I've not tried it, so I can't say how good it is. But from what a lot of the bushcrafters that I watch on YouTube, who do a lot of like the canoeing trips around the locks up there, and that they use it and they swear by it. Yeah. So it's good. So it's a good kit to have on you. And obviously your mozzie net, your little mozzie, that's just a single head covering. You can pick up. I think this is a Highlander one. You can pick these up from Military Mart, Preppers UK, couple of quid, just scrunches down. Itty bitty small. There's nothing to it, but that's just another little layer of protection for you from the midgies. Sweat rag.
And to be fair, if you're trying to conceal yourself, it's going to add an element of concealment already. Oh. I mean, obviously on large.
I've literally vanished. I've essentially disappeared.
See, if it worked like that, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, no idea where I went. Could have gone anywhere. And obviously a sweat rag as well. Nice and easy. You can dunk that in water, chuck it around your neck.
Yeah.
British Army issue one. No, inexpensive. Just a little bit of cotton cloth. Always good. All good things. I wonder if how good's that for disappearing? It's a bit dark.
Before I fell off the channel,
Yes.
I was going to share this with you quickly, which is the BCB cooling stuff that we were talking about a little while ago. So they're like £4, and so they're literally like a little tube, and this is filled with. It doesn't look like much, but you cover
It's like
that
a
in
scout
water.
neckerchief, isn't it?
Yeah, you cover that in water though, but that goes proper solid, and you can just like tie it around your neck, and it's just cooling, and it feels lovely.
Yeah.
But I mean, for £4,
that stays cool the whole time.
Yeah, and it stays cool. It stays cool for days because it works by evaporation. So the amount of water that it soaks up takes a while for that to evaporate out. So do
you have to do like an initial soaking of it for it to start working?
Yes, you basically bathe it in like a bucket of water, and it'll fill up quite quickly. I'll dig one out and I'll do a little sort of test video. We can do it like an in the field.
Nice science video. Yeah.
I'll do a little bit of science.
Science, girls and boys. Mike is doing science.
I'll show you how quickly they fill up or whatever, and then you literally, I mean, they're NATO approved. It's a proper, proper bit of kit.
Smidge, Kevin Berry, you the man.
Just a little bit slimy.
That's what puts me off. See, I don't like the way you say slimy. It's creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
Smidge, there you go.
Smidge, that's it. Get yourself some Smidge, guys. That is the insect repellent of choice. The insect repellent of the stars.
So is Scottish midges something else then?
Evil. They
just come up and bottle you. Because I've got an itchy back and I can't. I'm trying to scratch.
Talking about midges now.
Scottish midges.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm always sitting further back. People might like, oh, what's happened? He's gone blurred.
Okay, James C has done the science for me. 4 to 5 hours is the best I've had with it. You soak it for 20 minutes or so. Very, very good kit. See, I've had it running pretty consistently 2 days at least. And it's just evaporation. So that's how it works, basically.
So is that soaking up? So it's evaporating, but is it also soaking up your sweat and evaporating?
And then it would evaporate that off as well.
Cool. When we're on the old crack in the arse, I'll be ice cold.
Like snowman.
You're going to do a deal with step 1.
Yeah. Put this gel around your
slightly slimy pants.
Yeah, slimy pants. Oh god!
But it's an option, isn't it?
Easy wick.
Yeah.
Quick wicking.
Quick wicking gel.
Have we covered everything?
One thing that I'd like to bring up quickly. We keep saying about personal hygiene, personal stuff, but hot weather. Please don't be the idiot that leaves red gas in their car. Take it out and put it underneath. And the amount of photos and videos I've seen of, even if you've got a HPA tank, I know the chances of them going up is nil to none. But
that's the same with lofts. Storing your gas at home, chaps. Get it out of the loft now.
Be sensible.
Box it up, put it downstairs, either in the garage or in the cupboard downstairs. Somewhere cool.
Yeah.
All my fuels are all out of the loft now.
Pop.
Yeah,
and even normal fuels.
But it's it does get.
But if you leave them in a car, with that hot weather, there's been many a video and image over the last couple of years of people having all their windows blown out. It's just it's just a smart thing to do, and especially if you've got like sealed flammable liquids for your tranches and your cooking equipment and things like that. Just take it out, put it in a bit of shade, even if it's under the car. It's going to be, if it does go, it's just going to put a little dent in the underneath of your car, which you'll probably never even notice. It's better than having all of your windows replaced, which I've seen people do.
There's a little bit of me that does quite enjoy the summer flurry of Facebook posts of people showing how much of their car has been destroyed.
There is quite a satisfying.
I feel for them, but there is an element of sharp joy there. It's like, that's really bad.
Yeah. Did you see the one a couple of years ago where literally it blew out every single window on an estate car? So it was the front window, the 6 side windows, the boot, and everything. It was just all gone. I was like, that's a few quid's worth of windows that you've got to have replaced.
James C says, "Don't leave gas mags in the sun. It's not clever." And seeing gas spout out off valves during the brief. Yeah,
and it's quite scary as well. Also, changing it if you're running a gas blowback or if you're running a pistol that you normally run like red or black, just be sensible. Just keep an eye on the chrono. Go up. if you feel it's starting to get a little bit oomphy, just go up to the marshal, get it re-chronoed, because I've been hit with, like, they were running red gas absolutely fine in the morning because it was nice and cold, and then literally it sounded like a real gun. The amount of pressure that built up in the mags where it'd been running around, and it got to lunchtime and the heat, and it was just like a thump every time. And he went and tested it. It was like nearly 100 FPS over from when he had it tested in the morning.
Got to be careful. Got to be careful.
So it's not just looking after yourself; it's looking after you.
Even down to your electrical kit, you know, your batteries, your AEGs. Just don't leave them in the direct sunlight. Keep them in the shade as much as you can. You know, leave that door in your tent open. You know, keep the mozzie net shut, but leave the tent open. Let that air circulate through it. You know, keep it cooled down if you can. All about keeping cool, not only yourself but your kit and things like that.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about, chaps.
You and your friends.
You and your friends.
You and your friends.
Your friends and you.
We'll dive into the comments in a sec. But if anyone else, if there's any tips that we've missed out, whack them in the chat. Obviously, be good.
Little hacks and little cheats, chaps. You know,
obviously, a few of you actually do some of this stuff as not just playing Toy Soldier.
Yeah, properly.
So give us a shout if there's anything we've missed off, or maybe little tips that you've come across. You know, I'd love to know how you keep a pair of boxers clean for that long.
Well, I can work out. So you've got front, inside out.
4 days at most, Andy. 4 days at most.
But then, would the smell from the first lot have dropped away from? So you can go back to.
I'm not fussed about the smell. My concern is that they would rot away.
Which bit?
You've got to buy underwear that's made from vulcanized rubber.
Vulcanized rubber.
Just seals it in.
Yeah. Oh.
There is no chance of any perish gusset with vulcanized rubber.
Bamboo. The bamboo ones just start re-sprouting.
It starts growing plants out of it. So yeah, one more comments coming in. James C says bush hats, jungle hats are an excellent piece of headgear to protect the head from both BBs and some of what from the sun a lot.
Yes, absolutely, mate. Yeah, and especially the tailored ones, you can get the mesh replacement in the top just to let that heat escape. I think the British issue ones, they come with the old neck, the old flap for the neck as well, which just velcros in the inside of the rim of the hat, which is cool. I actually got a brand new desert boonie with one of them on it, which is a nice bit of protection for the back of the neck. You know,
the Australian ones are good because they go in at the side, but then they come out at the front at the back, so they're sort of an oval sort of shape, and not with corks hanging off of them, but they do sort of a weird oval shape, so you can still have your peltors and stuff on, but they cover the front and the back, so your neck's nice and covered. They're quite good.
100%.
I think they're Australian.
I was just going to say, UF Pro actually come with the mesh in there. I mean, you do pay more because it's a UF Pro hat, but I think the boonies are like 30 quid, something like that.
Yeah,
which isn't too terrible. But I think you do pay quite a bit on postage, so just watch out for that one. Kenny Rebel can't help pronouncing schmar as smeg. Smeeg.
It's a smeeg. Smeeg.
I don't think over the years that we've done this, we've never concluded how you actually pronounce that.
It's a schmag.
It's a shamag.
Schmag. Ryan James says, change your boots for the summer. Do you guys change your boots for the summer?
I do.
Yeah. Like I said, I run my Aku Pilgrims, my GTXs in the summer months, and then I run my Altberg Defenders in the winter, the wet season. So plus they're a bit higher in the leg as well. And from my video I did, it took me a fucking age to not my thigh high ones. Because they're just a ball ache to lace up, darling.
See, I went for the zip. I went for the zip all the way up.
I didn't trust it. I just thought it might snag, could catch a fishnet, It'd be all sorts of bother. Especially when you've got to stand too quickly. You sit there an hour later, your lace is over. Oh, for God's sake.
You get bumped in the night. Hang on a minute.
Hang on, boys. I'll be there shortly.
You see,
trust me, it'll be worth it.
Having gone to events with you guys and the audience not necessarily having done so, I actually know what you guys are like. And can I just say that I think they're joking.
Yeah, it's when that music starts and then you just emerge from your tent. Da, 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 da.
See, Lance is quite good with the vape because you just open it up, don't you? And this big cloud of smoke comes out.
Like the pre-brief, right, guys? Just so you're aware, there is a chance here to get a little bit of LARPing in. So if anyone wants to dress like prostitutes to entice the enemy, bring along your kit. You'll be absolutely fine.
I am offended by that comment.
Sorry, ladies of the night, not prostitutes.
Yes, prostitute, such a derogative term.
Disgusting.
Sex worker.
Rage says, I thought we had established that only Lance can say hair has a beard, Andy.
Huh?
I don't know, Andy's one's not bad.
Mine's I cut a load off.
I've trimmed mine actually as well.
I'm growing. I think I might have picked some of it up.
What, off the carpet?
I'll send you some in a little envelope.
It's all that kissing.
You'll be like matey from Team America, just glued on. Feel like you got mange.
Yeah. Rage now sends you some in a packet.
Yeah.
I have my droppings.
Lady bought an arm game. Oh, hello.
Oh.
I'm so confused. Who are we reading? Oh, right.
Lady bought a name game. Yeah, it can be done. I can arrange that, actually. I know a guy.
Just leave off the NARM game bit, and that's kind of standard.
Lady bought a game.
Lady bought it a game.
Well, Game Boy, who's actually a lady.
Yeah, Game Boy.
Ryan James says,
look, Game Lady, who's actually a boy. Sorry.
Ryan James says, look on YouTube on how to tailor a jungle hat to give you a better field of vision.
Oh,
yes. I did that with my boonie, just stitched the front bit. So
Ratty says, he's quoted me, I'd like to know on how to keep a pair of boxers clean. Oh, fuck off. You missed off for 2 months.
That's Mark. That's Mike's saying of the month.
Yeah. Greg Funnell. Hi, Greg. I think there was an incident of that this weekend, rising FPS from heated gas. Somebody had their iPro shattered. Either that or the culprit snuck an overpowered riff in.
Ooh, dangerous. Yeah, be careful, chaps.
Yeah.
If it's gas blowback, it only needs a few degrees change, and red gas is so. If they were running black, then they would have been well overpowered. Because first thing in the morning when it's cold, you can throw black gas into your mag, and it'll be absolutely fine. A couple of degrees difference, and that black gas is now launching cannonballs at you. It's something you do need to be careful of with gas.
Yeah, fair play.
Kieran Thompson said, I'd recommend loose baggy clothing. It can bellow air throughout the body. Yep,
definitely, mate. Absolutely. And changing your top out as well. You know, if you've got... It's easy to take 2 or 3 t-shirts with you if you're running just a short sleeve or tank top like Mike does. Just taking a couple of spare ones of them. When you get back to your fob, if it's the end of your patrol or anything, you're on stag necks, you're not going to be getting too much of a sweat on. Change your top out. Get your wet one hanging up nice and dry out in the sun. Always good.
I really don't suit a tank top. You have to see a picture. I'll show you later. But it's not a good look.
As soon as you send that, that's going up on the Facebook group straight away.
I'm not going to send it to you. I'm just going to send it to Lance. It's going to be on these quick.
I'll forward it to you. Don't know that.
Oh, mate.
Marky Mark says, evening chaps, hope you're all good. Sorry I'm late. I'll do the catch up in the morning while I'm de-wrapping trucks.
De-wrapping?
Hi, Marky Mark.
That sounds interesting.
De-wrapping trucks?
Do you mean unloading them on the side of the road? Is that what the new term is?
I reckon he's removing the decals from a truck and then reapplying new ones. Like a wrap. You get the car wraps. Yes. That's what. It's probably not that, but I think that's what it is.
I prefer mine.
Andy, do you want to tell us what we're doing next week?
Yes. Moving on to the people's wonderful notice. We're doing food again.
Glorious bloody food.
I can't actually remember the name of the episode. Can you? But we're doing food.
I think it was
talking food.
Food again.
Is it food again?
Sausages.
Food, glorious food. That's the one. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mark 2. So I've set the lads a challenge throughout the week. They have a between 10 and 15 pound challenge to make their own ration packs. You guys are more than welcome to have a go as well. See what you can come up with. You can send your photos to us, any of us, or through the website
if you want.
Yeah, send your food to us. We'll test them.
Yes.
Hash brownies are always welcome.
Hash brownies, mushroom
Hash
cakes.
brownies always, mushroom cakes.
Chicken and special mushroom pie.
Oh, see, when
Yeah.
you said hash browns, I was just like genuinely thinking like the McDonald's ones. I was like, oh, I'd love one of them right now. That'd be amazing.
On the subject of food, excuse me, world shortage of these right now. Can't get any. Starting to get to me a little bit. I went to get some of these from the pound shop the other day, and the kind lady in there said, "Oh, sorry, the gentleman just came in, just picked up the 2 cases we've had delivered." I said, "What? 2 cases of these? He bought 2 cases, not just 2 packets. The fucking case that gets put on the shelf, both of them. Tosser. If I find out who it is, it better not be fresh meat either."
I like the way you blamed fresh meat straight away.
Because it's quite local. £13.37 on Amazon. Yeah, they are £2 in the pound shop, or £1 for 12. If not even that, I don't think they are. They think they're only £1. Don't buy them off Amazon. That's ridiculous. Go to pound shop. 99.
I genuinely thought I was going to have like a yay! Look, I found the moment. Then
No.
No. Look how
I'm
angry
really
he is.
cross. I'm so cross. They are
He's
my
upsetting.
favourite. And someone else has been too greedy to just buy a couple of packs.
But now what you're going to do is next time you see them there, you're going to buy both.
Buy every single.
Yeah, you can buy every single one.
Where's that at? That's not bad.
That is discountscoffee.co.uk.
There we go. That's more reasonable. Amazon, screw you, Amazon.
Eddie Rebel says they're on home bargains as well.
Home bargains, they're on Amazon nights. I'm not spending that money on the rage. I can't do it, mate. Sorry. Lance Kenko do the same thing. That's not the same thing. That's Kenko. This is New York coffee.
Well, going back to the competition before we got
Buckle,
massively
hang on.
sidetracked into coffee, there's also going to be a slight. We're going to do like a little canapé section as well, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yes.
So we're doing a ration
We're
pack
gonna do
canapes.
A ration pack canapé each.
Like
What's the limit on that one?
Well, no, it's got
Is
to
there
be.
not gonna be a
It has
lamp?
to be made from within
Mine's
the
well
ration
cheap.
pack.
What, the ration pack that we make?
I may know where you can get some, pal. Fresh meat, you're a dead man. I'm telling you, if it's you, mate.
Anyway,
He's waiting for it now. Yeah, so everyone has between £10 and £15 to make a ration pack. You can choose either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Obviously, it must have like drinks and snacks and a main meal. Hence the.
Oh, so we've got it's a 3 mate. So you got a breakfast, lunch, dinner, and selection of snacks and drinks.
But you can choose one. So you
So
can
you
make
haven't got to
a
make a
lunch.
whole thing.
Yeah, you can choose a lunch. You don't have to do it. You can do it full 24-hour one.
Oh yeah, it's got to be a full. It's got to be a breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Hour.
All right. What, £15 for breakfast, lunch, and
All
dinner?
3, and your snacks and your drinks.
Just £15.
Just £15.
Well, I've spent that on that already.
Well, then you've lost.
I'm so having done this last time.
No, £10 per lunch. Like £10 per meal.
I'm not spending 30 quid on a day's worth of food for camping in the woods. No way you can do it cheaper than that. So much more cheaper.
Right,
We
cheapest
have done
person. Yeah. I think the last one I made came to about 30 quid, but that had like Marks and Spencer's chocolate chip raisins in it and things like that. I was like,
Well, I was just going to say, I'm going to try going posh with mine. I'm going to try and keep it like an executive MRE meal. So it's this is not just any MRE.
This is Mike's MRE.
This is just you sound like the Jim Carrey speech. This isn't just any ration meal. This is 2-time Grammy Award winning Mike Fraser's ration pack meal.
Les says, haven't you covered the food topic before? We have. It was actually
absolutely
about 2 years ago.
It's been
to
a
give
while.
you some context, so that's why I've decided to do it again.
Yeah, we're just revisiting some bits and bobs, mate, because we've got some new guys who've joined us and girls, new to the topic, new to the sport, new to MilSim. So yeah, we want to bring them up to speed on some food.
And you know what, Les? In another 2 years, we're going to do it again.
We're gonna because we bloody love it.
But yeah, everyone's welcome to join in and just go for it. Between £10 to £15 for 3 meals.
what we'll say, we'll put this out there now. If people want to join in and you live in the UK, because I really can't afford to keep sending stuff to other countries. If you live in the UK, there'll be a little prize for the best 24-hour MRE that comes to £15, and I want a proper breakdown of cost with it, but a nice little photo of what you're doing, and we'll chuck you a little prize your way.
I just sorry, this is the little segue that just on the subject of prizes. I do have to mention. Oh, where's the gentleman now? James S on Instagram. So he commented on one of my pictures of my i500 the other day, which is like a upper portrait photograph of me, looking amazing. And he said, "Can you tell me why you've got a paintbrush in your plate carrier?" And the reason for that was I wasn't going to put that picture up because it had this weird paintbrush that I found on a windowsill. And I thought, oh no, I'll do that. And then in my weird mind that I've got, I said, well, if anyone asks why I've got that, I'll do a little. Send us your address, mate, and you got a NoFo patch and a little sticker coming your way, just as a well spotted. And so he did it. So it's been up there for 2 or 3 weeks now. There it is. There's the paintbrush. He was the only one to ask. So congratulations, Mr. James S.
That's not strictly true. We asked you why you were doing it at the event as well.
It was my melee weapon, granted.
I've got to admit that photo is quite. That's quite an operator lucky photo.
There is one other.
I wouldn't want to mess.
He's always like that. I swear he never goes to an event and gets a bad photo. Just look at him. Look at that. Absolute fucking poser.
Oh dear.
He might as well be saying in that photo, "Yeah, take a picture of me."
That Rage's comment on that was the best one. When you go and swig out your teacup and realise it's empty, that's the You know what? You're absolutely right. Bollocks. So yeah, he's got a sticker and a NoFo patch coming his way. So there is one more. There's one more little Easter egg, if you like, out of that. I'm not going to say it's the same picture. It's a selection of pictures. So if anyone spots it,
there you go.
Might be a little
Easter egg hunt.
Yes.
There you go.
This is when Lance gets 6 million followers. Random comments.
Dale says, looks Yank Special Forces movie star as fuck.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
That's very kind. Yeah, I have actually got some news for the next season of SEAL Team. Just thought I might as well mention it now. Since we're on the subject.
Yeah, I'm catering for the event.
I'm not in it.
I'm not in it. I'm watching it though.
I'd be watching it dressed like that. So I'm a loser.
So yeah, if anyone wants to get involved with the Rat Pack thing, give us a shout, and you can send it to us on our email, which is nofochat@hotmail.com. You can tag us on Instagram at November_Foxtrot_NoFo. You can't actually send it to us on our website. I don't think we have the capability of attaching photos, but you can find out all of our socials and stuff like that as well. So you can ping it to us on Facebook,
Absolutely,
everything like that. So
individually.
Yes, you can also do it individually. So you can contact Andy at _Quartermaster, Lance at the _punished _1 _
You just search punished
myself
comes up.
at 9-volt Airsoft.
Just mash buttons until something happens.
Ryan says, will there be a taste test and practical cooking element? So there won't be necessarily practical cooking.
Not on this one.
Taste bits and pieces. What we are hoping to do is a little bit of a sneaky peek, because we haven't really kind of got too much organised, is our NoFo event. We will be looking to do a NoFo event this year. We're still a little bit up in the air in terms of venue and location and times and dates and all the actual fundamentals.
I think it will be more fair weather, though, won't it? It's going to be more of a...
Yeah. But we're hoping to kind of have that as a kind of more of a social gathering. So there'll be the opportunities, if you have never done a MilSim before, that you can come along, sort of try stuff out. Obviously, there'll be loads of people there that have done MilSims and stuff, so you can ask questions, we can try stuff out, bit of camping, bit of barbecue food and stuff.
Bit of plinking, maybe a bit of plinking.
There'll probably be arranging that stuff. We're not sure if we can't decide whether we're going to actually do like a bit of an sort of a game scenario type thing with like the training element that we did before, which went down really, really well. So we're hoping to sort of do some more of the training, sort of like patrol skills, things like that, you know, just to bring a bit more of a real element to it. But then, like Mike said, we're looking at more perhaps making it more of a social, but with sort of like a display sort of type thing. So we'll have some different types of setups already there for people to look around. Different configuration of your basher setup. You know, some certain tents, 1 man, 2 mans, cook sets, just bits and bobs that we're all going to bring along and sort of put to the forefront, so everyone sort of have a bit of a look around and sort of get involved with, have a mess about with it, try it out, see what you think. You know, a bit of a try before you buy or make some decisions and that. Especially if you're new to it, it's cool. So yeah, it's just we're just gonna be looking for sort of location and date and time, and then we'll be sending out the invitations to the party.
If anyone knows any potential locations, give us a shout, because it can't hurt to have a few on our shortlist. We do have a couple at the moment. Sort of thinking things through, but just what we can actually feasibly achieve is going to be dependent on things like insurance to a certain extent, toilets to another extent, what functionality we have at the location, and stuff like that. So if anyone knows of anybody, that'll be very useful. Likewise,
as well.
Yeah, cheap. That's
so you don't have to. Obviously, if we have to pay, then a cost will be incurred for visitors. So obviously, the cheaper
just to cover that though.
Yeah, but there's nothing for us at all.
We're not making money on it. Nothing. It'd be more if, for example, we've got to hire a couple of portaloos. That's what it will be, a small charge per person to cover the hire of that, and
just to help out.
And if you want the barbecue, you know, be chipping for a couple of quid each or whatever it be to secure yourself a bit of sausage and the burger action. But
if you don't want to pay, then you don't get to use the loo. There'll be a bouncer. Bring a bucket. Hold it until you get home.
I'll be there. I'll be there. If you haven't paid to use the toilet, I'll be there with a bag of corks and a hammer and the entrance. Plugging you up for the weekend. Right, in you come.
You get a little poo stamp. You know, like when you go to festivals, you get if you don't have a poo stamp.
Yes, my stamp here. I've been plugged. Thank you.
Oh God. Les, going back to a comment Les made earlier, if you're sweating if you're sweating and you do change your tops before putting a clean one on, have a wipe down with a baby wipe. Yeah, that's a good shout as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, wet wipe to the danger areas is never a bad thing.
Gotta love a wet wipe nice. MilSims. Gotta love a bit of wet wipe action.
It says, "Hey, I'm late."
Hi, Ed. Thanks for being late. Appreciate it. Don't be like a Kenny, my friend, who. So it was our first ever MilSim. Me and Dan, we just got up in the morning. We had a little fire going. We were cooking up some breakfast for ourselves, and Kenny's risen from his DOS bag and stood up in front of us. Morning, chaps. Stretch. Lovely day for it, isn't it, boys? Proceeded to just drop his cacks in front of us, stood over the fire with a wet wipe, cleaned his cock and balls, and then just flung it in the fire. And just like, yep. I was like that with my breakfast, like, oh.
Like Kenny said.
Going to enjoy my sausage and beans now.
Horse bath. That's what it's called, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Yeah, he could have turned round. He could have gone and stood behind the big tree, but no. All the lads together, share. Thanks for that, Kenny. That display of male hygiene.
just don't look up.
God, it's the fact that he just tossed the wet wipe into the fire and it just sizzled in front of me. I was like, oh.
At least you were done cooking.
Well,
if you'd thrown it on,
I was done cooking, but I was eating. Awkward, yeah. It was. No, I've known it for a few years. It's all
right. Cool. I'd probably call that the end. Just a quick bit
on that bombshell.
We'll just go back to Marky Mark. He's got back in touch about the de-wrapping. His company had an auction selling off older trucks, and yes, it is decal removal.
There we go.
So, he says, as I've only been a fair weather player and not yet dipped my toe to MilSim, I do usually run DPM desert gear regardless of the environment, just because I like it. But it does help with staying cool.
Yeah, play, mate. Yeah. Not a bad choice at all there. Do like a bit of it. Nice if you combined it with a bit of woodland DPM, mate. You can't go wrong. A woodland DPM top with desert bottoms is.
Yeah, it's pucker, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
With DPM doing it. He's got excited now.
Oh, see, everyone's like, bye, gents.
What now?
Yes, we're going to go.
Oh,
we're going now.
Right. Bye, guys.
Bed.
It's bedtime.
time, boys. Come on.
Minutes, Dad. 5 more minutes,
bed.
Yeah.
please.
All right, everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Cheerio.
And we'll see you next week.
Oh,
Ciao.
so you had to get the last word in. Ciao. Don't say ciao. I said ciao.
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 The video's on.
It's back on.